coming to you live from the Walnuts compound in the great state of Wisconsin. Today I'm going to be going over my top 30 Scream Factory editions. And I only own about 100 or so Scream Factory titles. So I'm going to be showing you the 30 favorite from my collection. There may be some missing. That's because I don't own it. There are some I'd like to pick up along the way. There are some I do have pre-ordered. But as we stand right now for today, these are my favorite 30. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about each title because I don't want the video to be too long. But I'm just going to kind of briefly show you guys some of the things I have and why I like it. And if you would like to do a tag video, make your own video and show me what your favorite editions are, I'd love to see it. It doesn't have to be 30, it could be 10, it could be 100 if you want to. I know there's some guys that have collected the whole entire line so far. And yeah, I'd like to see what you guys have. So let's jump right in here with the Babadook, or Babadook, how some people pronounce it. This is an Australian horror film. It's an independent film. I thought the film itself was okay. It was maybe middle of the road. It wasn't all that, but I really like this edition that Scream Factory put out with this slipcover that has like the pop-up feature. I thought that was really cool, and this is number 30 on my list. Thought that was a nice little touch. I thought when the movie came out it was really overly hyped. By the time I saw it, it kind of fell short for me, but I do love the edition. That's the Babadook, number 30. Number 29 is The Howling. Classic werewolf film from the 80s, which I remember watching on VHS back in the day, and on Showtime and Cinemax and all that. Back in the 80s. And this was a really fun, scary film. It used to scare the shit out of me when I was a little kid. And I do love to revisit this from time to time. And it still holds up today. You know, I still enjoy watching it. It still does have shock effect to it. And that slipcover is pretty special. So that's number 29 on my list, The Howling. Number 28, I kind of lumped all these in together into one. So these are all number 28. These are the Sleepaway Camp films, and I like the way that the art is on each of these. My favorite of the three is number 1. Number 1 was a great movie, but I just wanted to kind of throw the other two in as a little bonus, I guess, to so you guys can check these out. You can see that there's definitely a Jason Voorhees clone, wannabe. They're fun little movies. I thought the twist ending at the end of part 1 haunted me as a kid. I was completely shocked when this movie came out. Came out in 1983, so I was 9 years old when this came out. I saw that ending and it terrified me, horrified me. Let's see, number 27 is Halloween 2. And I'm not the biggest fan of Michael Myers, to be honest with you. It's not that I don't have anything against Michael Myers, it's just not, they're not my favorite films, but this is a nice little addition here. Nice box, slip box here. I know there's a lot of people out there who love Michael Myers, but I could take him or leave him. It's a good addition there, though. Number 26 is a horror anthology, John Carpenter's Body Bags. And this is another one I remember watching back in the 80s as a kid on VHS. This came out in actually it was early 90s. It was 1993 this came out. And John Carpenter is the kind of the narrator that kind of ties it all together. There he is right there. 3 segments. And I really enjoyed the film. Body Bags. The next one here is Phantasm 2. And this is number 25. And I would love to get the entire collection on Blu-ray. This is the only one I have on Blu-ray so far. I believe I have all of these on DVD. There's a reversible cover there. Angus Scrimm, who recently passed away within the last year, played a really good role in this as the tall man. And this was another movie that scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. 1988, Phantasm 2 came out. number 25 on my list. Number 24 is Night of the Demons, Kevin Tenney film. And this one came out in 1988. And this one had some good splatter effect. It had some good special effects. It was all practical effects, and there was some really good kind of gore splatter in here. This was a good film. I really enjoyed this one. And you can see the reversible cover, which was the original cover art back on the VHS and the DVD. Angela. And here you can see Linnea Quigley, her character, with her lipstick. You guys all remember that scene. That's an iconic scene in the film where she puts that lipstick. Excellent scene, great movie. And that was number 24. So number 23 is Pumpkinhead. And I really do enjoy this film. There's the original cover. It's another movie that has great special effects. Starring the king of the B film, Lance Henriksen, or one of the kings. There's quite a few. You know, Bruce Campbell is probably the king of B films. Very enjoyable film, Pumpkinhead, and this came out in 1988 also. The next one isn't a horror film, but it's still a cult film status, and this is They Live. Everybody knows this movie. Another John Carpenter gem. This is a great film. I could watch this one about 2 or 3 times every year. And these guys here had one of the best fight scenes in any film I've ever seen. And of course, Rowdy Roddy Piper has that line, "I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum." Rest in peace, Roddy. This was a great film. Here's the original cover here. Actually saw this in the theater when it first came out. Glad to have that in my collection there. That is They Live, as number 22 in my top 30. Another film here that is not a horror, but it's a really good action film with Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken, and I love this movie. It's another movie I could watch every year, never get sick of it. This one came out in 1981. You can see Lee Van Cleef, who was in a lot of spaghetti westerns, is in the film. Ernest Borgnine was in it. Donald Pleasance. Isaac Hayes had that Cadillac with the chandelier on it. Great movie. Escape from New York. Next one here is an H.P. Lovecraft adaptation called From Beyond. And this one is number 20 in my top 30. There's the original, if you guys remember that. That is an iconic image from back in the VHS days and the DVD days. Very good splatter film. Excellent special effects. They got the rubber suits, they got the practical effects, they got the splatter effect. It's got everything in this movie from 1986. It's From Beyond. Next one here is The Funhouse. And I love this artwork that they put on there. That is really cool. And there's the original cover. I've always been a fan of this movie, even since I was a kid, and I wish there were more Funhouse style slasher films. I know there was one that was recently put out by Scream Factory too, the Funhouse Massacre, something like that. I have yet to see that one, but I do plan on picking that one up. But this seems like a genre that really hasn't been touched very much. And this is a film from 1981. And this one is number 19 on my list. Number 18 is a movie I just watched recently. This is Jeepers Creepers 2. I mean, I've seen this movie before, but I've recently watched the Blu-ray of it a few weekends ago, and I really liked it. I thought the picture quality was pretty good, and I do love the film. And I think that the kills in this film were a little bit better than in Part 1. Although to me, Part 1 had a little bit of a creepier atmosphere when they found all those bodies under that church through that tunnel. But this is one hell of a movie here. I didn't flip the cover yet. Show you guys what the reversible cover looks like. Jeepers Creepers 2, He Can Taste Your Fear. Very fun film, and I know that they're working on part 3 right now from the same director, so I'm definitely going to check that out once it comes out. I'll watch that in the theater, and you know I'll pick it up on Blu-ray. So that is number 18, Jeepers Creepers 2. And number 17 is the original Jeepers Creepers. I really love this movie. I think that the truck that the Creeper drives around in is one hell of a scary vehicle. There's the original. This is an upgrade for me. I do have the DVD. I did see this one in the theater when it came out back in, let's see, 2001. And I really enjoyed it. Thought that the Creeper was a nice new villain on the scene back in 2001. I'm surprised they only had, well, I know the director had some legal problems, but I'm surprised that they didn't put out more than 2, and now they're working on 3. I would have thought somebody else would have stepped in and maybe kept that franchise going, but maybe the director didn't want him to. Okay, where are we here now? We're on number 16. This is Halloween 3. This is probably, not probably, this is my favorite Halloween film in the franchise. And I know that originally Carpenter wanted to have the Halloween series as like an anthology series. The first 2 movies, Halloween 1 and 2, were basically one long edition of the same movie. Part 2 was like a continuation of Part 1, and then they went to Part 3 with this Season of the Witch. And they were going to make each movie after this a different theme in the Halloween franchise. But the fans wanted Michael Myers back, so they ended up going on Part 4. They went back to Michael Myers, and he was the face of the franchise again. So, but I really wish they would have stayed with the anthology, because I think they could have kicked out a lot of better movies that way, because there's been some terrible Halloween movies, and I would have liked to have seen what they could do if they would have continued with the anthology style series. But that is Halloween 3, and did I show you guys the cover already? Can't remember. That's the original. I really like this one a lot here. That's pretty cool. That's number 16 on my list. Halloween 3. 15 is a film I enjoyed as a kid. This was all over HBO, and it was all at the VHS stores. This is Motel Hell. This is a comedy horror, and it had a really good blending. Farmer Vincent and his wife, and they used to make beef jerky out of people. That's a really classic, iconic scene of Farmer Vincent coming out with his chainsaw and pig's head near the end of the film. Takes all kinds of critters to make Farmer Vincent's fritters. He was cutting them up into steaks and sausages and making jerky out of them, and it sounds gross, but it's really it's more of a comedy than anything else. It's not really one of those shock horror films. But this is a good one, and I really enjoyed having it. And number 14 is Army of Darkness. I thought Scream Factory did an outstanding job with this edition here. There's the original cover. Really love the film. I'd like to see another one. This is the 4K scan. And this movie came out in 1992. And I know that there had been talks for many years about a Part 4, but I know they have a TV series and stuff like that, but I would love to see Raimi and Campbell come back together and make a Part 4. I would definitely watch it. And that's Army of Darkness. And that is number, where are we at here now? That's number 14. Okay, number 13 is an out-of-print DVD that Scream Factory accidentally released, and it was immediately pulled from the shelves. That's this particular 4-pack right here. They did not have the rights for Schizoid, which the alternate title is A Lizard in a Woman's Skin. the schizoid that they had the rights to was the Klaus Kinski schizoid, which came out in, let me see here, I'm not seeing the year on here. Oh, okay, I think it's 1983, 1980, whatever. Scream Factory did not have the rights to A Lizard in a Woman's Skin, and they accidentally put it in a 4-pack, and it was recalled, and they took everything off the shelves. I was lucky enough to get one in the beginning, and this is going for some pretty good money right now, and this is the actual edition that they were going to put it on. That's why I pulled this one out, just to kind of show you guys that this was the wrong schizoid, this was the right one. So when they scrapped this, they ended up putting this same 4-pack out again, and they had a different title for this one, and then they just put schizoid out with X-ray on a twin pack here. Just a little fun fact about Scream Factory. I know most of you guys know that already, but this is a pretty cool addition to my collection, and that's why I have it as high as I do. And that is number 13. Number 12 is a favorite of mine going back to my childhood, and the reason I have this one so high is because in North America this didn't even have a DVD release. It had a VHS release, and then for many, many years all we could get was a cheap bootleg copy of this film. And then when Scream Factory put it out, they put it out on DVD and Blu-ray, which I was so happy to see this. And this is a good little slasher film. I know they did a remake of this. I like this one way better, in my opinion. I have a hard time not liking the originals when they come out with a remake, unless it's something, you know, amazing. I can't think of anything offhand that was better as a remake. But this one also comes with a bonus film called The Evictors, which was okay. I was just so happy that we got The Town That Dreaded Sundown on DVD and Blu-ray, so that's why that's so high on my list. And for many years I did have this bootleg. I'm not a bootleg fan. I really do not like to buy bootlegs. I want to always support the official releases. But if that's the only way you can see it, then you got to do what you got to do. Number 11 is Troll and Troll 2, and it's only because it includes a DVD, The Best of Worst movie. It's a documentary, and this is a nice little twin pack. I did own the twin pack on MGM DVD, but I was glad to add this to my collection, and I like that documentary, so I thought this was worthy of being number 11 on my list. Number 10 is The Burning. It's another favorite of mine from my childhood. I remember buying this and renting it on VHS. And this is people say that this is a Friday the 13th ripoff, but nobody really knows for sure because these both came out in 1980. And it doesn't matter to me. I'm a big Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th fan, but I absolutely love this movie. And to me, I think it's more coincidence than anything else that they came out with a slasher in the woods type movie, but I do love this movie. It's not as good as Friday the 13th to me, but it's right up there, and I love this edition. I think that cover art is just beautiful right there. The little river of blood and the hedge clippers that he uses in the scenes. That little skull candle that they knocked over and burned him in the shed. Excellent. And that was number 10. So now we're getting into, well, we're in the top 10 now. This is number 9. And this is TCM2. Excellent edition here from Scream Factory. Love the slipcover, love the movie. Had the poster, sold it already. And this has a ton of special features. And this is a movie everybody should have in their collection in one way or another. Whether you get the Arrow video box set or get the Scream Factory, get them both. But get that in your collection somehow. And number 8 is, I think this is my most recent Scream Factory edition pickup, and this is Return of the Living Dead, and this is with the 2 slip covers. I'm counting these as one because it's the same movie. I think I like this slip cover better, but it is kind of cool to have the second one, and I showed you guys before in a different video. I just ended up putting this over the MGM 30th Anniversary Edition for the time being until I can really figure anything else out. Maybe I'll just keep it on there permanently, I'm not sure, but love this movie, love the Tar Man. This is a great splatter film, a good zombie comedy horror. Yeah, what else can I really say about this film? It looks beautiful on Blu-ray, so I'm glad to have that in my collection. That's number 8. Number 7 is a Vincent Price film, From a Whisper to a Scream, and this is an anthology, 4 short stories. And the reason I like this one so much is because when you ordered it through Scream Factory, you get this this little snippet of a film cell from the film, and it's signed by the director, Jeff Burr. I don't know if you guys can make that out there. But I thought that was a nice little touch, and I kind of love this. I love these little extras that they throw in like that sometimes. And I don't think you're going to be able to pick that up, what it is, but it's just a scene from the film, and anybody who ordered this directly from Scream Factory got the little snippet of the film cell. And it's a good anthology too. Good movie. One of my favorite actors of all time. From a Whisper to a Scream. And number 6 is Life Force with Matilda May, and she walks around in all of her glory, her nude glory, and this is a good film. Also has Steve Railsback in it. There's the original cover. That's the cover that Arrow Video had on their steelbook. And this one went out of print quite some time ago now already, and it's going for some pretty big bucks. I think they did re-release it. I can't remember what the deal with it was, though. I'm sure somebody can comment down below. Tim Hayes, if you're listening, if you're watching this, let me know. I can't remember what it was, why they pulled this one and then re-released it. There was something to do with one of the special features, I think, that they didn't have the license to anymore. Maybe it was an interview. And so they re-released it, and this one went out of print. And I'm not sure if the second one was released with a slipcover. I think it was just the Amaray case, like so here. Anyway, this edition is very pricey now, so glad to have it in my collection. And now we are at the top 5. Haven't even opened this up and watched it yet. I do have these movies from other labels, so this one may remain sealed. I do have this Arrow Video. But this is the Vincent Price Collection Part 3 with 5 classics from the legendary master of horror. And you get Master of the World, Tower of London, Diary of a Madman, An Evening of Edgar Allan Poe, and Cry of the Banshee. And it comes with the 12-page booklet with rare photos. And these are beautiful editions that Arrow puts out. Really love it. That's number 5. Number 4 is Vincent Price Collection 2. You get 7 films here for the first time on Blu-ray in North America. You get The Raven, The Comedy of Terrors, The Tomb of Ligeia, The Last Man on Earth, Dr. Phibes Rises Again, The Return of the Fly, and House on Haunted Hill. And number 3 is out of print now too, and there was kind of a mad rush about a year ago. Everybody was trying to get this after it had already gone out of print, and people were scalping on eBay and whatever. I was glad to pick this up early on from Scream Factory, so I didn't have to pay very much for it. And this one is The Pit and the Pendulum, The Mask of the Red Death, The Haunted Palace, The Fall of the House of Usher, The Abominable Dr. Phibes, and Witchfinder General, aka The Conqueror Worm. And this one comes with a 24-page book with essays and rare photos. This is a really nice set. Beautiful. Glad to have it. And number 2 is my Larry Fessenden collection, and it's because Larry signed this one in gold ink. I think he signed, I don't remember if it was like 200. He signed 200 boxes. The first 100 were in gold, I think, and the second 100 were in silver. Something like that. I don't recall exactly. But I got in on day 1. I was lucky enough to get the gold Sharpie. And then this one's still sealed, so I went and picked it up again so I can watch the films without opening it, and this is what it looks like on the inside. Love Larry Fessenden. And this one comes with a 24-page book. And it also comes with the films No Telling, Wendigo, Habit, and The Last Winter. And then here's the booklet. Really good set, and they all come on their own disc. So I love it. It's a great set. If you guys don't have it, pick it up. Must have for anybody in their collection. And still, to me, number one. Might be number one on most people's lists, I'm not sure, but it is for me. It's Nightbreed, the Director's Cut Limited Edition. And it says, for the first time on home video, you can experience Clive Barker's original director's cut of Nightbreed with over 40 minutes of new footage, and that's why everybody wanted to go grab it. It was limited to 10,000. I have number 1179, 1179. And you get a book here. I think it's maybe 35 pages. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Really nice photos here. Very glossy, very high quality. And then you get the theatrical cut here. And you get the Director's Cut Limited Edition. And I still have this poster for sale if anybody's interested. Beautiful set here. Number one in my book. Can't go wrong with that. Hope you guys enjoyed the list. If you feel like you'd like to do a tag video and show us what you have in your collection, maybe show your top 20, your top 10, your top 100, whatever you got, I'd be interested in checking that out. I got a little mess here now, guys. Everything's tipping over. But thanks for watching, guys. Give it a like, give it a share if you think it's worthy. Comment below. Do a tag. Thanks for watching. Take care.